The Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit, also known as the stealth bomber, is an American heavy strategic bomber, featuring low observable stealth technology designed to penetrate dense anti-aircraft defenses. A subsonic flying wing with a crew of 2, was produced from 1987 to 2000. The bomber can drop conventional and thermonuclear weapons. Development began under the Advanced Technology Bomber, ATB, project during the Carter administration. Building each aircraft cost an average of $737 million, while total procurement costs, including production, spare parts, equipment, and software support, averaged $929 million per plane. Quite expensive. Kindly subscribe to our channel. The project's considerable capital and operating costs made it controversial in the U.S. Congress even before the winding down of the Cold War dramatically reduced the desire for a stealth aircraft designed to strike deep in Soviet territory. As of 2015, 20 B-2s were in service with the United States Air Force, one having been destroyed in a 2008 crash. The Air Force plans to operate them until 2032, when the Northrop Grumman B-21 Raider is to replace them. Kindly subscribe to our channel. The B-2 can perform attack missions at altitudes of up to 15,000 m. It has an unrefueled range of more than 6,000 nautical miles and can fly more than 19,000 kilometers with one mid-air refueling. It entered service in 1997 as the second aircraft designed with advanced stealth technology, after the Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk attack aircraft. Primarily designed as a nuclear bomber, the B-2 was first used in combat to drop conventional, non-nuclear ordnance in the Kosovo War in 1999. It was later used in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya. Secrecy and espionage. During its design and development, the Northrop B-2 program was a black project. All program personnel needed a secret clearance. Still, it was less closely held than the Lockheed F-117 program. More people in the federal government knew about the B-2, and more information about the project was available. Both during development and in service, considerable effort has been devoted to maintaining the security of the B-2's design and technologies. Staff working on the B-2 in most, if not all, capacities need a level of special access clearance and undergo extensive background checks carried out by a special branch of the Air Force. To avoid suspicion, components were typically purchased through front companies, military officials would visit out of uniform, and staff members were routinely subjected to polygraph examinations. Nearly all information on the program was kept from the Government Accountability Office, GAO, and members of Congress until the mid-1980s. The B-2 was first publicly displayed on November 22, 1988 at United States Air Force Plant 42 in Palmdale, California, where it was assembled. This viewing was heavily restricted, and guests were not allowed to see the rear of the B-2. Kindly subscribe to our channel. In 1984, Northrop employee Thomas Patrick Kavanagh was arrested for attempting to sell classified information from the Pico Rivera factory to the Soviet Union. Kavanagh was sentenced to life in prison in 1985 but released on parole in 2001. In October 2005, Nasir Gaudiya, a design engineer who worked on the B-2's propulsion system, was arrested for selling classified information to China. Gaudiya was convicted and sentenced to 32 years in prison. Each aircraft has a crew of 2, a pilot in the left seat and mission commander in the right, and has provisions for a third crew member if needed. For comparison, the B-1B has a crew of 4 and the B-52 has a crew of 5. The B-2 is highly automated, and one crew member can sleep in a camp bed, use a toilet, or prepare a hot meal while the other monitors the aircraft. The B-2's combat debut was in 1999, during the Kosovo War. It was responsible for destroying 33% of selected Serbian bombing targets in the first 8 weeks of U.S. involvement in the war. During this war, 6 B-2s flew non-stop to Yugoslavia from their home base in Missouri and back, totaling 30 hours. Although the bombers accounted 50 sorties out of a total of 34,000 NATO sorties, they dropped 11% of all bombs. The B-2 saw service in Afghanistan, striking ground targets in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. With aerial refueling support, the B-2 flew one of its longest missions to date from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri to Afghanistan and back. B-2s would be stationed in the Middle East as a part of a U.S. military buildup in the region from 2003. The UN-mandated enforcement of the Libyan no-fly zone. 3 B-2s dropped 40 bombs on a Libyan airfield in support of the UN no-fly zone. Kindly subscribe to our channel.